Hey Pop Culture Overload fans, Jason the X here with another video review, and going to be hitting up some of these first edition figures I didn't really get around to because this channel didn't exist. But anyway, so what I got for you here is the first edition Transformers Prime Arcee figure, and I was really happy to get this girl. She was actually the first thing I reviewed for Pop Culture Overload, but it's a text review, and it wasn't that great. So decided to get around to putting her on video. I really like the character on the show, and I really like this bike form. Unfortunately, it is a little out of scale with some of the other Transformers, but what are you going to do? She's Arcee. You got to make something. It's going to be bigger, but hey. But or just a really nice motorcycle mode. It's nice translucent windows up front. If you look down there, you actually got some gauges and dials. There's nothing on them, but as a person who rides a motorcycle, well, it looks pretty good. Now, granted, looking from the top, this is kind of wide, but hey, you do what you can. You got to hide those arms somewhere. And these are her battle blades, colored on one side and not on the other. You even got a little R1 there, which you know it's the right. Now, without the blades on there, she looks pretty convincing as a motorcycle. On my Revealers Arcee video, I was wondering what these pegs were, and a friend of mine, he looks at me, he goes, "You ride motorcycles, you don't know what those are?" That is the peg and clutch, and that's the peg and brake. It makes sense now. I'm stupid. Anyway, but you can clearly see these are going to be her legs down here, but it's really great detail here. I mean, yeah, there's kind of a chain detail on this side and on that side, and two pipes on each side. But hey, you know, it can be done. Got some tail lights back here, but they're not painted in. But still, I do like this Arcee. As a comparison, though, I'm going to bring in the Revealers Arcee. And as you can see, it's a little bit smaller. This is she makes kind of a smaller robot. Less paint apps on this one, of course. And of course, that color. The color is really off. This is closer to her show model, the first edition one. But a lot of similarities here. If you look at the back tires, I mean, they're very similar. A little less paint, but same design. Still got the pegs here. The way the legs fold up. The arms fold up differently on this one, but we'll get to that. So, the Transform Arcee, and she is a lot more complicated than the Robots in Disguise version. I will tell you that right now. First thing you want to do is go ahead and separate up here. Take these, which are going to become her back fins out, because they peg into the legs on the side. See, right there. And at this point, you can go ahead and take her legs down. Now the Prime one, her legs split into half circles. These split into half moons. So, I mean, everything about this part of the transformation is pretty much the same. The foot comes forward, only, well, first you want to get these up and out of the way. It's all like kind of a double hinge here. So then her foot comes forward, and you want to bring the first part of the hinge back down and fold the motorcycle tire to the back, and then you just kind of right in there. And when you put it in there, there's actually a tab on the side of her leg, which has there's a slot in the tire there. There you go. You can see it right there. And with her second leg, you just want to do the same thing. Get out of the way, push the foot forward. That wheel back there, and there you go. So we got that part done now. So we come up top, her arms are folded up, and she's got a nice double jointed elbow there because of the transformation. Get that twisted around and bring her arms down. Now, here's where things get a little bit kind of a pain in the butt. But you want to take this front of the motorcycle and split it apart, and you can bring those down a little bit. Those are going to actually become her chest panels, and you want to get that up and turn it around. Now go ahead and bring these, well, first you want to get her head up out of her chest and go ahead and sandwich that all together. bring these parts of the motorcycle to the front. And there, oh, and I'm sorry, maybe want to turn her waist a 180, make her look proper there. These back fins here, they kind of rotate up. Let me go ahead and move my camera. Okay, fine. Lay down on the job, Arcee. So, you want to pull the tail part of the bike down. And these can go up and kind of out of the way, but it doesn't really help. The back wheel can either fold down or you can rotate it in. I sometimes like to turn this and see if I can, oh, I can't get that in there. You can turn to the side. You can, the main thing is to get it out of the way, and it doesn't do a very good job of getting away because you can kind of see the back of her, well, her back, and see all that piece of motorcycle hanging off there. And the wheels kind of have a hard time staying in. But after you get her transformed, there you have the Transformers Prime First Edition Arcee. I really like this girl. She's awesome. I love the way her chest panels are. I think the Robots in Disguise version has a lot of good things going for it. And so does this one. I'd say the posability is spot on for both of them. It's kind of a hard sell. I really like the colors on this one though. Now, as far as articulation, you're not getting much down here in the ankles. It's not going back, they're not tilting, nothing there. But her legs, they can pretty much almost do what a double joint can do until that wheel gets in the way. So you got the ball jointed hips, twist there. So you got, of course, a little waist articulation. Looks kind of funny, but hey. Her arms are kind of on the ball joints, and they are kind of hindered by these. You can kind of fold them in and put them flush with the bicep. So you got to twist the bicep and these double jointed elbows and a tilt on both of her hands. So you can get the classic hand on hip, I'm not happy. And her head is on a ball joint as well. Now, her battle blades, here they are. These things are ginormous in comparison to the ones that she actually has on the show. These things, they will, I don't know, they're just big axes on her arms. The other ones kind of look like tonfas with blades or something. With these, I mean, they just look so massive on her. Go ahead. You can take a look at that. And for comparison, I just happen to have another Arcee over here, already transformed. And see, there is a definite size difference there. And her blades are pretty much proportionate to her body as well. But a little bit better scaling. Doesn't look so out of place with the other Autobots. Because, I mean, this one is actually bigger than Deluxe Bumblebee in the first edition line. But I still like her. Yes, she's a little off scale. And there's imperfections. There's imperfections in every figure. I really like this Arcee. And I'm glad to get her and finally review her for the channel. So, until next time, guys, I'm Jason the X. Until next time, I'll see you.